Hello guys, it's Mitko. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a budgeting breakdown of my September spending income and everything in between that. I actually already recorded this video once, but my audio was horrible, so I decided to switch up and use this headset. This should have a lot better audio. So without that, let's get straight into it. First things first, we're going to start with the income. My income for this month, my income for this month was $4,328. And then this includes my work paychecks and then a little bit of side hustle money that I earned throughout the month here and there doing some small stuff. This month's income dropped a little bit from last month. That's because we only had 2 pay periods in this month compared to last month. I believe it was 3. I think October is a similar thing. I think we'll have 3 pay periods. So that should be a little bit higher. Next, we're going to go into my needs. Again, this includes my rent and utilities. As you can see, my rent is $600. Nothing changed there. I really love the place where I live because getting $600 a month rent in Austin is insane. It's a high cost of living city, so the fact that I can, pay only 600 is amazing. And this includes my utilities. Hence, my utilities are $0 a month extra on top of that. So that's great. Now, another thing in my needs is groceries, kind of. You're probably looking at this and you're like, what is this dude buying, right? $733 in 1 month is insane, even if it includes the groceries for the whole house with all my roommates. But what brought this up is since I have a Costco membership, not all my friends have one. So I took them to Costco with me, and then I ran everything through my membership, and then I paid for it using my credit card, right, the Freedom Unlimited. So that I included that as an expense because I didn't separate it from my normal groceries. So basically, this is my groceries and my friends, which went to Costco with me, and I believe that was like a total of like 400 some dollars of friend groceries and whatnot that were included in there, right? Next up, we also see a crazy spend this month on entertainment. So what did I do in September that drove my entertainment to $1,200, right? That's what, more than 25% of my income, right? That's insane to think about. So first things first, what this includes is, I went out a couple of times with friends. I think we went to a bar one time. We Ubered there and back and whatnot. So that's included in there. And then I think I went mini golfing as well one time. So that's also included. Finally, the biggest purchase, right, was getting a new phone, right? And this is something I debated and put off for a pretty long time just because, I knew it was going to be a big purchase. I knew I could afford it. I had a cash surplus throughout the year. As we can see, my income for the year is 30,000. My total spend is 28,000. So I had the cash surplus where I can afford the new phone if I wanted to. It was just about off putting it until I was kind of forced to. But then I realized I was dedicating a lot of time on my old phone. This is like an 11. I've had this like 5 years, I believe. I had to clean the storage so I could clean photos so I could have more storage and keep taking photos and whatnot, and then go through the iCloud. And then it was getting slower. The updates were taking up, I think the Apple updates took like 70 gigs out of the 128 that I had on the phone. And it was just something that I was constantly having a headache from and constantly committing time to fix and undo. So I was like, you know what? It's time to bite the bullet. Let me upgrade, right? So then I bought the iPhone 17, right? And this came out to about $900 after tax. And I got twice the storage space that I did on my old phone. And I really like the new camera. That's also one of the reasons I wanted to upgrade to the new phone, is so I could have the higher quality camera, because that camera is going to add value to me. I can use this to record short form content, even long form content on the move if I'm traveling or whatnot. So this phone is going to add value to my life, and it removes some of those headaches and irritations that I had with my old phone. And the way I see it, it's kind of not, it's not an investment. I wouldn't label it as that, but I'm freeing up my time and energy instead of having to deal with this old phone to be able to dedicate it to more revenue generating activities, such as videos like this that will hopefully pay off one day, or even being able to spend more time on my side hustles and stuff like that. But yeah, I think this is actually a value add. Having the new phone is pretty nice. And again, it's something that I'm going to keep probably for another 5-6 years anyways. So if you break down the cost, it comes a lot less to like $200 a year. All right. Next, let's move on. Oh, we're already kind of on my wants, but including that includes my eats, aka eating out this month. So I spent $253 eating out. Again, this is a little bit higher. We had a tournament this month where I went to lunch and I grabbed food for people. So then again, they Zelled me back, etc., stuff like that. So it's not just all my food, like 90% of it is, but there's also a little bit of other costs from there. I just didn't feel like spreading that out, and I'd rather look back on it down the line like this, because at the end, everything went in and out through my account. So I just kind of do that, and I include the Zelle payments into my income as well. Along with that, we're finally getting to my favorite part, which is the wealth building stuff, right? So I invested $800 a month again this month. So that's pretty consistent with what I've been doing. And I saved $1,000 in my high yield savings account, right? What I'm doing here, essentially, I want to make sure I have my emergency fund of 3 to 6 months. And then I'm starting to build up some money for a car. My car is a 2013 Honda Accord. It has like 140,000 miles on it. So I still think it has a good 5-ish or so years on it. But things happen. So I'd rather be prepared than have to get surprised with an emergency and then have to kind of panic a little bit and stress about that type of stuff. So I like to do that. And then with these investments, we're getting closer to my goal of $20,000 invested this year. We could see we're almost at 16,000. We have 3 months left. So if I was to keep going at this pace, this would be roughly about, I think, 16, 17, 18.2. So I'm going to need to cough up some extra money to get to the $20,000 mark, but that's completely fine with me. I have some cash on the sidelines, some cash on the sidelines that I've saved throughout the year that I can deploy easily. So I want to achieve this goal because, especially at my age, the sooner you can get this money in the markets and start working for you, the better. I think that's going to be one of the biggest attributes to my success down the line, is having started so early with my wealth building journey. Um, Along with that, what I like to do, the reason I make these videos and the reason I have this spreadsheet is so I can sit back, kind of reflect and share my thoughts, what I thought I did good, what I could do better. Obviously, I think I did pretty good on the wealth building. I think I'm going to invest a little bit more probably next month and so on. Besides that, I think one thing I can obviously improve on is reducing my wants expenses, right? Now, this could be things like entertainment or maybe even like the groceries, right? Again, I did spend a lot. A lot of that is because of my friends, more than half of it. But still, like, there's things that I bought that maybe, for example, I bought these canned protein shakes, right? And that's because they're on sale at Costco. So I was like, let me try them, right? That's like a one item where I didn't need to get it and I could get it, right? So I think I can kind of cut off some of those expenses that were experimental and be a little bit smarter with my money. But at the end of the day, my goal here is to build wealth consistently over time. I don't want to burn myself out and make this feel like a hassle so that I lose my motivation of something that I really enjoy, right? I don't want to penny pinch so hard that life feels like it doesn't have value in it, because I want to build wealth and become successful without having to feel like I'm restricting myself from doing anything fun in my day-to-day experiences, right? But those are just some notes that I would take. Besides that, I think I'm doing pretty decent. I was actually in a budget deficit this month. Again, this is driven mostly by the phone purchase. And I will mention that my total wealth is included in my total spend. Same thing here. Of these $28,000 I've spent this year, $18,000 of those are like wealth building. That's like savings and investments. So yeah, I think I'm, again, investing and saving a lot of my income. I think here, if we're looking at it, this year I've invested over 50% of my income, which is phenomenal. I want to keep this up, if not push it higher. So we're just that as time goes on. And then, yeah, I'm really looking forward to see the October data, as again, I think my pay will be a little bit higher in October. I think my pay overall, I have like one income stream that I haven't really been qualifying in this. I'm probably going to qualify it at the end of the year as one big like lump sum income thing that I'm going to toss in on my December spreadsheet, just to like simplify it, and then it'll boost my income a little bit at the end of the year. But yeah, besides that, I love having this, and I really encourage, if you don't already budget, to do this, because if you don't know where your money is going, you do not know where your money is going. It's that simple. You could be spending more than you're earning, you wouldn't even know it. You could be going into credit card debt without even knowing it, and stuff like that. So it's super important to have an idea of how your money is moving. Even if you're not as thorough as me about it, just having a simple spreadsheet where you can kind of just see where your like expenses are going throughout the month or how much you spend, just so you're more conscious of where your money is moving. It's so important to starting your wealth journey and putting yourself in the right track. Now, again, this was my September budgeting overview, from what I earned to what I spent and everything in between. If you liked this video, Or if you want to see something else, please comment down below. If you have any feedback for what you think I should do in my budgeting, please let me know on that as well. Besides that, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys again soon. Take care. Have a great day. Bye bye.